Some Raising Kanan fans think the biggest mystery in the Season 5 teaser is Breeze. But what if they're looking in the wrong direction? What if the real clue is hiding in plain sight? A clue connected to B-Rilla. The teaser gives us only a few quick moments, but when you slow everything down and connect the pieces, a shocking possibility starts to appear. What if B-Rilla is heading toward a deadly end? And what if Unique is somehow connected to it? The more you examine the teaser, the harder it becomes to ignore. There are strange character choices, unexpected story hints, and several details that suggest B-Rilla may be carrying information that makes him dangerous. Today, we're breaking down why B-Rilla suddenly matters more than ever before, and why his future in Season 5 may already be sealed. For a long time, B-Rilla felt like one of those characters who stayed around the edges of the story. He was present, he had connections, and he played his part in the world of Raising Kanan, but he never seemed like the center of anything major. That is exactly why Season 5 feels different. The teaser and recent story direction give the feeling that the writers want viewers paying closer attention to him. In television, this usually happens for a reason. When a character who has spent most of his time in the background suddenly starts getting more focus, fans should start asking questions. Writers rarely make these changes without a purpose. Sometimes it means a character is about to rise to a new level of importance. Other times it means the character is being placed directly in the path of danger. One of the most interesting things about B-Rilla is where he stands in relation to the bigger players. He is not the loudest person in the room. He is not the one making huge moves that everyone notices. That can actually make him more valuable. Characters like B-Rilla often hear things that others miss. They move between different groups. They pick up pieces of information without drawing attention to themselves. In a world built on power, money, and secrets, knowledge can become more dangerous than any weapon. A person does not need to control the streets to become a threat. Sometimes simply knowing the wrong thing is enough. This is where the Season 5 teaser starts becoming very interesting. There is a feeling that major secrets are moving beneath the surface of the story. Everyone is talking about Breeze. Everyone is trying to figure out who knows what, and who will control the next chapter of the streets. If Breeze is finally entering the picture in a major way, then information becomes the most valuable thing anyone can possess. The wrong person learning the truth could destroy plans that have been building for years. That is why some fans believe B-Rilla may have stumbled onto something he was never supposed to discover. Think about how many times Raising Kanan has shown that information can get people killed. The series has never been about random violence. Most deaths happen because someone becomes a problem. Maybe they talk too much, maybe they know too much, maybe they become a risk to someone's future plans. When that happens, powerful people make difficult choices. That pattern has existed since the beginning of the show. If B-Rilla has somehow learned something connected to Breeze, Unique, or another major player, then his value instantly changes. He is no longer just another character moving through the streets. He becomes a possible threat. Another reason fans are paying attention to B-Rilla is timing. Timing matters in television. The closer we get to important story shifts, the more carefully we should watch every character. Season 5 is expected to move several major storylines forward. The arrival of new players, changing alliances, and hidden agendas all create pressure. Characters who once seemed safe suddenly become vulnerable. B-Rilla may be standing right in the middle of that pressure without even realizing it. The teaser creates a feeling that something big is coming, and when major change arrives, someone usually pays the price. There is also the possibility that B-Rilla represents something larger than himself. Sometimes a character's death is not just about removing that character. Sometimes it sends a message. It shows viewers how dangerous a situation has become. It proves that a new threat means business. If Season 5 wants to introduce a darker and more ruthless chapter of the story, then losing someone like B-Rilla could accomplish exactly that. His death would instantly raise the stakes and make every other character look over their shoulder. The biggest question is simple. Why is the show suddenly giving viewers reasons to pay attention to him? That question keeps coming back every time fans watch the teaser. The answer could be that B-Rilla is about to become more important than ever, but it could also mean that he is heading toward a tragic ending that will shock the audience. And when we start looking at the clues connected to Unique, the possibility becomes even more interesting. Because if B-Rilla truly knows something dangerous, then there may be people willing to do whatever it takes to keep that secret buried forever. When most fans watched the Season 5 teaser for the first time, their attention immediately went to the fast-moving scenes, the tension, and the hints about Breeze. But after multiple viewings, another detail starts to stand out. Unique feels different. Not just different from the other characters, but different from the version of himself that viewers have known throughout the series. There is a heavier presence around him. Every shot involving Unique seems carefully chosen, almost as if the teaser wants viewers to notice him without directly revealing why. The interesting part is that the trailer never clearly says what role Unique will play this season. Instead, it drops small clues and leaves fans to connect the dots themselves. One thing that immediately stands out is the way Unique carries himself. Before his downfall, he was known for being confident, smart, and calculated. He always seemed to have control over situations, even when things became dangerous. But after everything he has gone through, there is a feeling that something inside him has changed. Surviving extreme situations can transform a person. It can make them stronger, but it can also make them colder. The teaser seems to lean into that idea. Unique no longer looks like a man trying to protect what he has. He looks like someone who is focused on taking back what he believes belongs to him. That mindset alone could make him one of the most dangerous people in Season 5. Another detail that fans keep discussing is the way the teaser places Unique within certain moments. Trailers are carefully edited. Every scene is selected for a reason. The people creating these teasers know exactly what they are doing. They know fans will pause, rewind, and analyze every second. That means the order of scenes matters. Several moments involving Unique appear close to scenes that suggest conflict, violence, or major changes in the streets. This does not automatically prove anything, but it does create questions. Why place those moments together? Why repeatedly connect Unique to an atmosphere of danger? It feels intentional. The most interesting possibility is that the teaser is showing us a man who has reached a breaking point. Throughout the series, Unique has experienced loss, betrayal, and humiliation. Those experiences leave scars. Sometimes people respond by becoming more careful. Other times, they decide they are done showing mercy. If Season 5 is introducing a version of Unique who no longer cares about old rules, then every character around him could be at risk. A person with nothing left to lose can become unpredictable. And unpredictable characters often create the biggest surprises. This is where the conversation about B-Rilla starts becoming important. If B-Rilla really knows something valuable, then someone has a reason to silence him. Fans have been searching for possible suspects, and Unique's name keeps appearing in those discussions. Not because there is direct proof, but because the teaser creates an atmosphere where he feels capable of almost anything. His journey has pushed him into a darker place. The question is whether that darkness is strong enough to make him eliminate someone standing in his way. There is also the possibility that the teaser is playing a clever game with viewers. Raising Kanan has never been a show that reveals its biggest twists too early. The writers understand that fan theories are part of the experience. Because of that, they may intentionally highlight Unique to make viewers suspicious. If everyone focuses on him, they may overlook the real danger hiding elsewhere. This approach would not be surprising. Television trailers often direct attention toward one character while secretly protecting a much bigger reveal. Even if that is true, it does not erase the clues surrounding Unique. In fact, it makes them even more interesting. The teaser repeatedly reminds viewers that he is still a major force in the story. He is not fading into the background. He is moving closer to the center of the action. Characters in that position usually influence major events, whether directly or indirectly. If B-Rilla becomes part of a larger mystery, it would make sense for Unique to be connected in some way. Another factor that cannot be ignored is reputation. In the world of Raising Kanan, reputation means everything. People survive because others fear them. They gain power because others believe they are willing to do whatever is necessary. Unique understands this better than most. If he wants to rebuild his position, he needs people to see him as strong. He needs allies to respect him and enemies to think twice before challenging him. Sometimes maintaining that image requires extreme actions. The streets are not kind to weakness, and Unique knows that better than anyone.